Good morning, everyone. Today is another episode of Arks Trash, which is my podcast, which means it is audio only. However, I have prepared a bunch of B-roll for my visual listeners out there. Now, today's special guest is Spook or Phantom Yosha, and yeah, we kind of banter on a lot, so don't mind the huge tangents that we take a lot, or I think you guys might actually prefer that, to be honest. We had a really great time. We were extremely tired, though, at the time of the recording, because it was recorded at 6 a.m. my time after a long day of work. And Spook literally just got back from work, so we were both exhausted. So please forgive our brain fog as, yeah, we kind of brain farted a lot in the podcast. But before we jump to the video, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily. So if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, please enjoy the video. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Arks Trash. Today, I have Phantom Yosha with me today. Phantom, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I'm Phantom Yosha. I'm a streamer from Ship4 Global for PSO2 New Genesis. I think that's it.
All right, perfect. So, I have a video coming up in the future, but I'm going to let you get first blood. So, why should people play on Ship4, and what do you have to offer to them?
You're gonna hit me with that question? I have to actually think about that.
Yes.
Sure, we're a small populated server, but that won't really be an issue. We're a tight-knit community. We like to just play with each other and treat people with respect and enjoy the game for what it is. We usually host a lot of weekly, what do you call these? Farms. Hopefully those won't be messed up in the new updates. But yeah, I think that's it right now.
Okay, fair enough. So, you know, as new PS4 players are going to come into the game next month, or I guess it's this month by the time this video comes out, what do you have to offer to them other than farms and stuff like that? Is there anything else that makes Ship 4 different than, you know, Ship 2 or Ship 3 or Ship 1, you know, just the other ships in general?
You know, now that you do mention that, there is some people in the community that are willing to do this crazy stuff, as in buy out all the gear, upgrade it, and put it back in the market for 1K for all the PS4 players that catch up really fast. But I don't really see a point in that with the new gear you get from, was it Leland?
Yeah, from Yolin. She has the new catch-up gear, true.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who want to help, like just basically stand in Central City and wait for them to log in and then just help them out with anything.
Okay, I think that's unique. Is this a Ship 4 only thing? Is that what's going to happen?
As far as I know, I mean, I don't know anyone else trying to do that or talking about that, but I'm not gonna say anything if it's a good idea or a bad idea. It's weird, but sure, they'll let them do whatever they want.
All right, well, there you go. You've heard it here first. Ship 4, Spook got first blood, and yeah, we'll have Ship 3 sound off later down the line. All right, moving on to the video, though. So, you know, we've seen the roadmap, we've seen the NGS headline. What are your thoughts about it? You know, tell me, what do you think? Good, bad, so-so?
There's hardly anything bad. There's so much stuff. I can barely keep it all. What would you touch on? The roadmap first or the headline?
Whatever you want.
Well, the exciting thing is probably the roadmap. They did mention after the roadmap about the personal quarters and alliance quarters, which I've been hoping they at least put on the roadmap. They did not. However, they did mention that it should be coming, if I'm not mistaken, spring in 2023.
Yes, that is correct.
So that's not really too far off. We're just waiting for what, the third major update, and then we get the... Yeah, because December we get the third major update, so that means we should be getting the personal quarters and alliance quarters right after that.
I mean, I think it's going to be more of like March, April, because they did say spring, right?
I'm thinking the first part of spring. Yeah, it's probably a few more months. Who knows?
Yeah.
I really want them to come out. You can see I've always been talking about it every single time I get a chance.
You know, it's interesting you say that. All right, tell me or explain to me why personal quarters are so important to you.
So the reason why I really want personal quarters, or they're just really that important. I used to play a lot of MMOs. The one main thing I go for an MMO, if it has like a housing system to customize your house and stuff. Specifically, the peak version of this type of content was probably in Final Fantasy, where it was just a neighborhood type of thing. And I'm so excited to see what New Genesis has in store for this housing system, how they're going to change it. Are they going to allow us to stack up these rooms on each other with stairs, or they're just going to keep it the same, just make it easier to use? I'm very curious, and I'm itching to try.
Okay, I get it. So it's more out of curiosity other than like an actual game mechanic that you need.
It may not be a need, but it feels like a need to me.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, I just find it weird because personally, in the base game, we have alliance quarters and personal quarters, right? I don't think I ever use my personal quarters. Like, it's there, sure, but I don't use it that much other than for maybe like as a backdrop to record a video or something. But other than that, it's not a big part of what I do in the base game. But alliance quarters, on the other hand, was quite a big deal for me, because alliance quarters was where we gathered together as an alliance, where we socialize, where we hang out, basically. And I'm more excited about alliance quarters, to be honest.
I feel like that when alliance quarters would have came out, like we would get the records that we're getting now, or something similar to that. I thought that would come with alliance quarters. That's why I'm also wanting these quarters. But now that we're getting these, I keep forgetting. I'm not used to records. They're alliance records, where they're essentially just alliance missions you all do together to earn bronze, silver, and gold badges.
Let's simplify. Let's just call them alliance leaderboards, because that's literally what they are.
I wonder if they're called leaderboards in the Japanese version.
Maybe, who knows?
You know how they keep naming things.
But yeah, so what about the alliance leaderboards?
So for the alliance leaderboards, I try to zoom into that screenshot as much as possible. So I saw there are different ranks. Apparently you can compete with other alliances through all the ships. I don't think it's specifically just your ship, if I read that description correctly.
Okay, so I don't think it's what you think it is. It does specify its ship. So it's just like how the base game worked with the alliance point system. You know, there's gold, silver, and bronze. And gold is like top 10%, silver is like top 30% or something. And then bronze is the rest. That's pretty much how it works. And the main thing that I think is going to be really interesting about the alliance leaderboards is, of course, the beta reactors, because that's 100,000 each. And if you get gold, that's 500,000 extra meseta every single week, which is significant, you know, especially for free-to-play players.
And you'll know that's not all. You also get SG, don't you?
Yeah, you get 30 SG for gold and 20 SG for silver, but you get nothing for bronze. You don't get SG. You just get one beta reactor, so 100,000 meseta.
Or bronze alliances.
I mean, to be fair, there are people that are like solo players, you know, they make an alliance just with themselves so that people can stop spamming invites to like invite them into their alliance and stuff, you know?
Yeah, and lets them compete too, so they can get some of the reward.
Yep, exactly. I mean, everyone's going to get bronze, you know, you're guaranteed bronze as long as you do 3 alliance tasks. As long as anyone in the alliance does 3 alliance tasks, you are guaranteed to get bronze.
I'm just happy. It just finally gives us a reason for alliances, because you know how we have the group chat, which has the same cap as alliances. So there was really no need for alliances. They could have introduced that way later, or like implemented it or something like that. But you get the perk of the icon on your head.
I mean, yeah, sure. I don't know. For me, the alliance thing was never that big of a deal, I guess. It gives like a sense of belonging, but for me personally, right, I use my friends list a lot more recently. I've been sorting out my friends list to sort through players that I want to play with for specific content. So ever since I started playing on Ship 4, I found it a lot easier on Ship 4 actually to sort out my friends. I've got casual players, I've got the hardcore players, I've got like, oh, these are the good people that I want to play with Dark Falls, these are the people that I want to play with combat zones, you know, you've got grinders, so forth and so on. So I've categorized all my friends. And since Ship 4 is a smaller ship, it was a lot easier to categorize compared to Ship 2, where, you know, my friends list is full and it's, you know, it's hell to categorize through everything, because I've never played with some people, or I don't remember who people are.
I mean, I have that same issue with your friends list. I did the same mistake where I said, oh yeah, I'll just add anyone, and I did that. So then I didn't realize the cap was 200, and so it made things harder because you can't invite people to a group chat unless they're in your friends list. And in the past, the update only allowed it for you to invite them, unless you have like other friends can invite other people into that group chat. They added that later on. So yeah, I can see the issue.
Yep, for sure. But yeah, so what else are you excited for?
So surprisingly, the rig defense. I was thinking the rig defense was just gonna be another one where they just put the rigs and they might change up the spawn points and mix it up for you, just like they did with Redem compared to Alio. But now I didn't think of it, that we have these snowboards, and now they're saying you're gonna use the floating boards as a strategically to play in the rig defense. And then they added that really cool looking I don't know what the boss's name is, but he has that sword and he looks freaking crazy.
Yeah, I know his name starts with a V, so we're just gonna call him V for now. But
it's Vardius. It was Vardius. That's what it is.
Vardius, gotcha.
Thank you.
Yeah, that boss is pretty badass. He has his own capsules as well, apparently. I know they showed a little bit about it, but I didn't see what stats it gave.
Yeah, we couldn't see that. It was too blurry on the screenshots. They were too fast.
So what about mining base? Like, what are you excited about it?
I'm just hoping we get better like drops, no researchers. I mean, we are getting camos at least.
They hinted that ruggeds will drop more often there. That's what? Yeah, that's what Hero said. I was like, oh, okay. I mean,
Did I miss that?
Yeah, they said that on the NGS headline. I was very surprised. I was like, wait, what? Okay. And we're also getting, like, you can farm ice cubes there as well. So if you don't want to do ancients, you can get that and do ice cubes.
Yeah, I didn't get time to analyze that part. So I thought maybe he would have been confused if we're getting the rugged camos, because I know we're getting rugged and what was the other camo we're getting? We're getting a rugged and Kaiser. Yes, rugged and Kaiser camos. But if we're getting a better chance for ruggeds to drop, well, that'd be perfect. They're probably getting ready to give us the 8-star weapons at that point, maybe.
Okay. I'm gonna derail the conversation because I want to talk about 8 stars. So, I was talking about this with Renova the other day. Do you think that our 8-star rarity weapons are gonna be craftable? So, like, you take your Kaiser weapon plus whatever new materials, and you smash it together and you make it into an 8-star.
That's what I would want.
If that happens, do we lose all our augments or not?
I felt like they said something in one of their updates where someone addressed this. I don't know if that's specifically just because of the enhancements that they mentioned, but we should be getting progressive weapons to craft up to 8-star and I assume 9-star later on. I don't know. I hope we can transfer our augments. I think I thought about it to myself, like, if I were Sega, what would I do to make people play this game? And so most likely, if I'm staying, on the safe side, they're probably not going to let you transfer those augments. You're going to have to earn new augments and build that weapon up.
Okay, interesting.
Here's why I think of that. You know how we're going back to we're still using level 3 augments from Daedals, from Alio, to make like these fusion augments. Like, you can't just take an augment out of a weapon and then use it to merge them or anything. There's no way to do that, like in base. So here they're making more of their augments useful, so they don't just keep adding more and more. I think they're being really careful how many augments they're adding. That is my personal opinion. So that's why I think they're not going to let you just simply transfer augments. You just grind it and then add it.
Okay, I guess. I personally think that when we upgrade through the rarities, right? Because you can see there's a clear power difference between like 6 stars and 7 stars, 5 stars and 6 stars, whatever, right? So I think that when we do upgrade to 8-star rarity weapons, that our augments won't carry over because of the fact that they want to artificially extend gameplay. They don't want you to just be like, oh, you get your 8-star weapon, you transferred all of your augments, you're done. Then people are like, okay, there's no content, what do I do now, right? It doesn't give you that sense of progression where you're building up towards something. So that's why I think that the augments won't transfer. But the thing is, if we look back at history, and look at PSO2, Sega did the exact same thing in PSO2. So in the base game, they had a weapon series before where the augments didn't transfer. Everyone got super upset with Sega, and Sega said they'll never do that again. And then from that patch onwards, all of the augments that you used from a base weapon and like when you upgraded, it would carry over as well. So, you know, when we made our Klaus weapons or our Atlas EX weapons or, you know, all of those weapons, remember how all of our augments would carry over because we would select a base weapon and then that's the weapon where you had all your expensive augments and it would just boop upgrades into your next big weapon. So if we look at history, it seems like we probably will be able to carry over our augments. But if that's the case, I'm kind of concerned about running out of content because you're going to be gearing up a lot faster, right? Because now you don't need to farm for all those augments again, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. In my opinion, I think it's a good thing because that way people won't get really screwed over like what happened with Kavaris. Remember, a lot of people were like, yeah, I'm going to use a rocks weapon, I'm going to fully invest into it. And now it's like, oh, wow, nothing carries over. And they got royally screwed. So that won't happen anymore, which is nice. But on the other hand, will this affect the market, right? Usually when there's a big update and people are upgrading new weapons, it's like, oh boy, time to farm all that deafness, all those dread keepers. And it like resets the economy, you know? People are able to make a lot of money if they invest the time in or if they're smart and they just like, you know, saved up. So if people don't need those capsules anymore because all your augments carry over, how will that affect the economy? What are your thoughts?
It will likely drop the price of all these augments to very low prices. People will be able to buy them, or I don't know if like there will be even enough on the market. Like would people bother to farm these if they want to go out and buy them? That's the thing. It really depends on the supply and demand. I feel like what you just said would be much better for the economy and easier to manage for Sega.
Interesting. So you think that having the augments transfer over will help the economy and make like it more easier?
I feel like the transferring augments won't help the economy. It's better to have people have to grind these augments and then people need to go out and buy them. It helps make money.
So yeah, we're on the same page. That's exactly what I'm thinking as well. So there needs to be a reason to stimulate the economy, right? On like why people should be grinding for things, why people should be selling things or buying things, whatever. There needs to be a reason for everything. And at the moment, that, you know, it's very clear. Whenever everyone gets a big upgrade, you know, when we go to the next tier, there's a huge surge in demand because people want to buy Addy capsules again. People want to buy, you know, deafness. People want to buy dread keepers. There's a huge surge in demand, which makes the prices go a little bit high at the beginning. But because everyone's farming it because they need to make money, it eventually causes the prices to go back down. Like it equalizes, basically. I feel like this is an important cycle in NGS because we've all been in that situation. Like pre-Kavaris, like when Kavaris was coming out like a week or two before, like the economy was in absolute shambles because everyone was just like, nope, we're saving money, we're not buying anything, we're just gonna save because we know there's gonna be new stuff coming out in Kavaris. And so as a new player, you had almost no way to make real money, right? You were just like, oh, I'm just gonna get my weeklies and maybe farm for like raw Meseta or something. And that was it.
That was the only way.
It was pretty bad, right? I was just like, oh my gosh, like the free-to-play experience sucks.
It wasn't easy for people who spend AC as well. I had all these items and they wouldn't be selling until Kavaris, maybe a few weeks into the Kavaris. It does the market, well, at least in Ship 4, that's what it felt like.
For sure. Actually, I feel like in Ship 4, since I've played about like 5 months on Ship 4 now, since it's my secondary ship, my home away from home, I feel like Ship 4 is very unique in the way that you make money really quickly, but you lose money equally as fast because like the prices there are high. So when you sell stuff, you're like, oh boy, you see the money rake in really quick. But because of that, if you want to buy anything, you also have to pay up because the prices are high. Like, do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing, or you just kind of live with it?
I live with it. I'm sure that's going to change once we get the release of the PS4 version. That's what I'm betting on. The market is going to get slammed pretty hard. Supply demand, it's going to shift everything. I don't know how it is going to be for ship 2 and 1, because those are probably the most popular ships right now. So maybe ship 3 and ship 4's economy will drastically change.
Alright, so give me your honest opinion. Like, let's say that we are to split this into a pie. How much do you think of this percentage are gonna hop over to ship 4?
Well, I'm hoping for maybe 40%.
Damn, that's ambitious. Okay.
Okay, so what I'm trying to do for that is I'm going to be working on a video to help players who are not familiar with Phantasy Star and who just happen to own a PlayStation, because you know how people just look for random free games to download. It's like, oh look, an MMORPG I haven't seen before, and they sign in and try to play it. So I want to give them an experience of a good experience on how to save their money playing on the game in ship 4. Of course, I know there's no way they can get 40%. There's going to be people who think this game is not for them or whatever, or they just have friends on other ships. But I believe there's a system in place where it recommends a ship. I don't know if it's random or if it recommends the lowest populated ship.
So the way the recommendation system works is it recommends the newest ship, which is ship 4.
The newest ship.
Yes.
Okay, so it will be ship 4, because they definitely mentioned that we're not getting a ship 5 for the PS4 release. So it most likely going to recommend players for ship 4. So more players from PS4 most likely just simply not pay attention to the server they're selecting and just hit ship 4.
Yeah, that's true, because a lot of players, like, you can just look at the HoloLive girls, right? When they were creating an account, they just clicked, oh, join recommended server, because it literally has a pop-up which is like, would you like us to recommend you a server? And most people are going to be like, yeah, sure. And then that's why they end up on ship 4, because it just throws them onto the newest ship, which is ship 4.
Probably why people end up not changing their prisoner number, player number.
Yeah, that's true as well. I notice a lot of people on ship 4 are still PN whatever. I'm just like, oh okay.
Yeah, makes your friend list chaotic.
Yeah, it's very difficult to organize my friends list on ship 4, but eventually, people are slowly but surely changing their names and fixing that. I mean, actually, now that you say it, I think 40% isn't that ambitious, because a lot of people are going to end up there automatically, because they're not going to be thinking too much. They've probably never watched any of our YouTube videos or like content creators or whatever. They're just like, oh, I'm bored. Oh, there's a free game. I want to try it out. And then they're just, they're not going to think much about it and just join, because to be honest, a lot of people don't even know what the hell ships are in the beginning. Like, they just kind of join whatever, and then they're like, oh, these are servers.
Is that a boat?
Right? Like, they don't really know what the hell's going on in the beginning, but the game doesn't really do the greatest job in explaining what the hell ships are. I think it's actually a fair assessment. 40%, it's ambitious, but I think it's possible. So now I'm going to give you the opportunity to take a jab at ship 3. Since everyone's going to be recommended to ship 4, ship 2 and ship 1 are obviously going to be like, oh, these are the biggest ships. What do you think the chances are for ship 3?
As far as I know, I don't see any indication from the ship 3 streamers saying, oh, you should join ship 3 PS4 players or something like that. There's no video about it, or I don't know. There's no way to answer that. I mean, you could just, if you want, I have to guess, it's not going to get much players at all, unless people are specifically picking their favorite number ship or something like that.
Okay. You took a very mild approach. I was giving you the opportunity to shit talk like Criticaster or something. But... No, I don't do that. All right. So my assessment is people are gonna try to promote their ship for sure, 110%. And then I'm gonna be giving everyone the opportunity to do that on my channel as well. People who are gonna be playing NGS, when they're selecting a ship, we are kind of like service providers. We need to give people a reason on why they should pick a specific ship. And a great solution to that is, for example, having a Discord. Having a Discord where you're going to be hosting daily events or like whatever at specific times. Because I found out the #1 biggest problem that a lot of new players have with this game is they don't have friends. And they don't have anyone to play with. For example, Deafness Farm. You need a group of people in order to do Deathmatch farm. You can't do that solo. It's not efficient. Like, you could do it solo technically, but you're going to be farming at like 1/100th of the efficiency of if you had, 20 people. It's going to be very, very inefficient. And so a lot of people are like, yo, I want to be efficient because I want these deafness capsules because I want money, or I want it to upgrade my capsules or my augments or whatever. And they can't find a group because they don't know where or how to find a group. And so that's one thing that I feel like is going to be very important. It's like, okay, so you live in this specific time zone. So this is when you host all of your events. So thus, I would recommend that you should play, or you should join this ship, because this alliance or these people or this community is very active during your active hours. Something along those lines, you see? And that's going to play a very big part. For example, you live on the East Coast. So if you're living on the East Coast, obviously I'm not going to promote and tell people who live in like Southeast Asia or people who live in like Germany or like Europe to try to play with you, because it's going to be like, they're super early morning whenever you're hosting specific events. But let's say that for me, I am in Southeast Asia. So if I were to host events, maybe Ship 2 might be a better bet, so forth and so on. And so I want to give all the other official content creators a good, an equal footing on like, yo, okay, here's your moment, tell people why they should join your specific ship. What do you have to offer to them?
So let me go back on that part where you said, people from the East Coast would probably just join the ship because, we'd be hosting farms during our times. Now, I have a solution for that, and this is what's different about the other ships. I'm sure there's other ships that already do this, but I specifically had a Discord made just for farming that's completely separate to my own Discord. Now, this Discord the beauty of this game is that it's global. Everybody from different places can be there. Is we host, or we give the power to host events and different times of the day or night. So you can have a constant Deafness farm or Owlnoth farm or Captain farm. It's still in the works, but the idea is just to have people on the clock at all times hosting these type of farms in their different type of time zones. So you can literally join any server, specifically Ship 4 though, just so you can just go ahead and get your grind on. You'll see something like, oh, somebody's doing a Deafness farm. I get to join on that. There's space.
To be honest, I feel like as content creators and as players that we openly promote the game, right, through our streams, and we have a good reach, we have the viewers and stuff like that. I feel like it's low-key a little bit of our responsibility to try to set up all of these things. Like, the end game that I would like to see is every ship has one Discord, and that's it. Like, if you play on Ship 1, this is the Discord you want to join. If you play on Ship 2, this is the one, so forth and so on. Once they join this Discord, you just have your farm groups. Because to be honest, the farming itself is not super difficult, It's like, you go in and it's just like, oh yeah, you stand in this place, you kill as many enemies as you can, and then when you're tired, you just leave. You tell everyone, hey, I'm leaving, guys, bye. And that's it, It's not like a super crazy commitment. It's not like a raid or anything, right? And so anyone can do it. So I would just like to see something that just organizes things or just allows everyone to get together so that you can actually do the activities that you want. Because I'm sure you've noticed yourself, there are times where you're like, man, I really want to do Dark Falls Rank 2, or man, I really want to do Purple Triggers. And then it's just like, you've got to spend like 30 minutes looking for people and gathering and all of that. And I want to have a streamlined experience of that. It's just like, yo, I want to do this. You post something, and then like-minded people will just be like, yeah, me, boom, boom, boom. And you fill up a room and you're good to go in like 10 minutes, right? I think that would be the most ideal experience. And maybe we can get there someday.
We definitely can. If all the content creators just, set up a separate Discord from their own channel and just make it just a farming Discord. Call it just Ship 1 farming Discord, whatever you want. And just have everyone in that ship specifically to go there for farms, it could work.
Yep.
Discord has like an event system. People can join in on that. And you can even post that invite link in other Discords and they can see it and join. I mean, it's a great system and it's possible.
Yep, I think that is the end goal. But I don't really have that big of an issue whether it's totally separate Discord or if it's bound with someone else's, like you know, for example, like on ship 2, like I'm perfectly fine with having Thrift's Discord as the one being the place where we gather people. Is there a specific reason why you separate yours?
I separate mine because it's hard to just, you know, what if I just want to like just chill and have fun with my alliance or just friends that just come by the channel at some point. I get to organize the events all the questions that people have for events, anything. It's just a lot more organized and easier to separate. That's basically my opinion on that. I mean,
gotcha. All right, that makes sense. All right, so we went off track a little bit there on a tangent, but you know, I want to pull the conversation back to the NGS headline. So we talked a little bit about the roadmap, but what about the headline itself?
I mostly pay attention to the scratches because they're really good at getting your attention there. But let me pull it up. We had there's a lot. Remember, it was Alliance records, leaderboards. They had the Arks ID thing, which is not a big deal. They're just adding backgrounds, I guess. What else did they put in there?
Geometric Labyrinth leaderboard? You interested in that or not really?
I don't know yet. I have to play it. It's just Geometric Labyrinth. I don't think they're changing it up. It's just going to be the same old Geometric Labyrinth. You have to, at least for this quarter or session they have, which is what is it? August 17th to the 24th is going to be the Geometric Labyrinth records. And then I think that changes, or they're going to add more records for the new number 2 Geometric Labyrinth, whatever it was called, the Cannonball one. So you know how like the levels scale with you? Doesn't that make the mobs a little harder, a lot more chunkier? Because I'm sure there's some kind of multiplayer or something when it comes to their HP or at some point. I don't know if that's going to be really fun. I already burnt myself out playing a lot of Geometric just to get my hands on that mag for all those points.
Okay, fair enough. The way that I see it is because it only works for solo. You have to do the Geometric Labyrinth solo in order to qualify for that leaderboard. But the main driving force on why I think people will still do it regardless is because of the MK1 weapons, which are basically the Kaiser weapons, which you can use for multi-weapon. And that's part of the rewards of the Arks tokens that you get for doing the Geometric Labyrinth. But there are other ways to obtain those. For example, let's say that you are a more casual player. You know, you don't do the Geometric Labyrinth because you're just like, bro, that's like hard content. I don't want to do that. You can still get your tokens by doing the field races. Again, you know, you've got your gold, silver, and bronze. So you can do the field races. If you're fast enough, you get gold. You get 5 tokens, I think, a week. And so there are different activities that you can do in order to try to get these tokens. And I think you need 10 in order to get your Kaiser, or your MK1 weapon, basically. And so I think people are going to do it anyway because they want to multi-weapon their Kaisers, but they don't want to farm, you know, all that Blizzardium. You know, the Blizzardium and all of that, it's quite a hassle to do it. So, you know, they'll much rather run the Geometric Lab, or they'd much rather run the field races because it's a lot less painful. There we go.
Don't you get the feeling that they have a whole system in place to make it casual or hardcore? But not everything's out yet. That is slowly coming out. They have it all planned out, but they can't release it all at once because it's not done. That's what I'm getting the feeling here, because, you know, you mentioned that you could just do field races to get these MK1 Kaisers. And then you can multi-weapon with a Kaiser. Then you have access to just do it in Geometric Labyrinth if you want to do it hardcore. Everything you get in this game, like, it's slowly becoming something where you could just do anything you want. And that's what we want in this game. We could do whatever and still get rewarded for it. Because in the past, we've been getting we got the field races, but the rewards haven't really been amazing, other than maybe the limited quests, or I guess the weeklies as well. Doing them there's no point in doing them all the time, you know, the field races. So it's good to see that the records are coming for those.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like the records is mainly just to, I guess, for flexing purposes, right? Like, a lot of people are very excited about the Alliance one because if you're the #1 alliance, right? If you get the gold tier, you get exposure. When people see that, oh, your alliance is in the gold tier, I want to join that alliance. You know, people automatically auto to that. Why? Because if you join that alliance every single week, you get an extra 30 star gems and 500,000 Meseta. So obviously everyone wants to join it. And I feel like it's the same thing with the Geometric Labyrinth. It's gonna be a way for the hardcore players to flex. Like, who is the best Braver on ship 4? You're just gonna look at the leaderboards, you're gonna open up the Braver tab and see who's at first place. Who's at gold? Who has the fastest time? And boom, there you go. It's undisputed. That is the best player on your ship. And I feel like that's kind of the purpose of the leaderboards. I do get what you're saying, of like, oh yeah, they're making things easier in the sense that, oh, they're giving you options to get the endgame weapons, to get whatever you need through other means. But I think the leaderboards had a little bit more substance than just being like, oh yeah, it's just a means to get whatever you want at the end,
Yeah, I get what you're saying there. I don't try to see this game competitively because it's a PvE game, so I'm so used to it being a PvE game.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It is a PvE game at the end of the day, so it isn't designed to be competitive, right? The game itself has always been designed to be a little bit more on the casual side, or very much on the casual side, actually, as I covered in my previous podcast with Kistel Star. But, there's still a lot of players that like to take whatever game they play as hardcore as possible, right? So I do understand that they want to cater to these players as well. For example, like you and me, we play a lot of PSO2. It's pretty much the only game we play on our free time. And so for us, if you're playing, 6-7 hours a day, eventually you run out of things to do. And you're like, well, okay, what can I do now? And so being able to chase these things, being able to get good at a specific class, or, I know some people like Renova, he has a lot of fun trying to get good at all classes, right? That's kind of like his goal. He wants to get good at every single class in the game. It's just kind of an end game, a goal, an achievement, something to chase in the game. Because at the end of the day, isn't that what video games are about anyway? It's like you set yourself a goal and you kind of chase it. Why do people play Valorant ranked? Because, oh, they want to get whatever tier, they want to get to gold, they want to get to platinum or diamond or whatever. And that's their goal. And so they go through hell and all this toxicity and all this garbage because they want to get to that goal. And I feel like it's the same with just any other video game that you play, right? You set a goal and you try to achieve it.
Just like speedrunners.
I guess, yeah, speedrunners is a very good example, They want to beat the game as fast as physically possible. And that's why they zoom through it. Okay, I'm sorry that I keep derailing the conversation. So again, I'm going to bring it back to roadmap or NGS headline, whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, let's focus on that. Yeah, so what did we touch? Like mini episodes that they said. I think they did like adjustments for trials. I think that's just a rappy thing though. Rank 2 challenges for trainees, which are the cocoons and towers, right?
Yes.
So now they have that system where you can put the difficulty challenges just like in Geometric Labyrinth, but for rank 2 cocoon. So I'm curious, are these like rank 2 cocoons are just going to be the exact same fight, or are they going to change it up a little bit as well with the challenges? So I'm very curious on how that's going to work out. And plus, it's also like there's records for that too, right?
Yep. So, like, what's your train of thought? What do you think this is going to be?
I now have a reason to do them. The reason to actually try them. Like, I've been doing what was that one? I want to complete this one in Kavaris where you're just on the surfboard, but sometimes you can kind of like miss a few of those little blocks by mistake. So you have to keep trying over and over. And, a lot of the platforming ones to try to get to the end really fast. So now I want to see challenges for that. Like, if you add a challenge, maybe a block will get in your way and push you off without you noticing or something like that. But that's probably not going to happen, but I will like to see stuff like that, so I'm excited to see what they have in store for this.
I'm not super psyched about the rank 2 cocoons or the trainees because I never really did the trainees. I literally went in, I did it once to get the skill points, and I never did them again because I don't see the purpose of it. Like, unless there's a reason for us to do the rank 2 versions or like the hardest versions, like I don't really know what the reason is or what the purpose is.
You said it yourself, to be the best.
I mean, okay, I guess, yeah. You for flexing purposes, I ain't doing it though. That's not my cup of tea.
We'll see how well it is and see if it's like really fun to do, or like, oh, who wants to complete this first the fastest or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. For me, the thing that I'm most excited for is, of course, the HoloLive collab, because of course that caught me off guard. That really caught me off guard. Yeah, I was like, what the hell? HoloLive collab? That's crazy.
I can't tell you how many conversations I had of saying, you know, Sega would make a lot of money if they would do a collab with a HoloLive or something like that, because, you know, we haven't had a collab since the release of New Genesis, or no, sorry, with Global, because Global is basically what gave us all the scratches that Japan already had, all the collabs. Well, not all of the collabs. We're still missing a few from there, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure. So I actually want to carry over to the roadmap, because we see that in a month or two we're getting collabs with video games and then another collab with anime. So the video game one first. What collab do you think it is, or what are your hopes?
The anime is a little easier to predict, but for the video game one, it is really tough, because how do you determine what game they're going to go with? There's so many games. It's not going to probably be like a Sega title or anything. I guess the closest thing I can think of is maybe Star Ocean, because we're getting a new Star Ocean pretty soon.
True. I mean, isn't there a new Xenoblade as well? Xenoblade 3 just came out.
Yeah. Oh man. See, this is why it's difficult. There's too many games. How am I supposed to figure this out? I don't know. This is tough, but I'm excited. Like, I know it's not going to be .hack, because I love that series too much, but yeah, it would have been perfect. It would be perfect. I would put all my money into that, but...
Fair enough. Okay, so what about anime? You said that was easier. Why is that easier?
I'm thinking, like, if I were to do a collab with an anime, I would choose something that's going to be popular, or like that's really anticipated. So... what's it? It's going to be in November, right? So the animes that are going to be airing around that time would be finally Bleach, 1,000 more. What else we have? I need to bring up my anime list. There's a list of really good anime happening in we call it fall, if I'm not mistaken.
To be honest, that the only thing on my radar is Bleach. I don't know anything else. I just I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Bleach. That's like, you know, my number one prediction.
Bleach. I've been waiting for Bleach for years. I love Bleach, and I've been trying to make a Bleach costume. I can't. I have like that maid costume with the apron. You can't remove the apron, so you can't make like the whole Shinigami type of costume that you want to make. Mm-hmm. But and any other animes I could think of, maybe probably Spy X Family, because that's really popular, and we're getting, I believe, the next part 2 in fall. And, you know, people love that. It could be Overlord.
That's a big win for me as well if it's Overlord. Oh my god.
It could be or it could be that one, I don't remember its name, but it's the one where the guy gets reincarnated into a sword in another world.
I've never seen that one. Okay.
It's getting adapted. It was a manga and stuff. I think that's all the anime that I'm excited for, other than maybe Gundam, because we're supposed to get like one from The Witch from Mercury, and you know, people try their best to try and make a Gundam in this game. Someone made I saw on Twitter, someone made Barbatos from Iron-Blooded Orphans, and why not just do a Gundam collab? We have that mag that looks like a Quibbly. Mm-hmm. I mean, it could be Gundam, it could be Spy X Family, and it could either be Bleach.
What about Mushoku Tensei? That's pretty popular, right?
It's a very good show, but like I feel like the designs would be out of place in this world. I mean, they did add what do you call it? There was another one, Konosuba, that they did. So we're gonna get another Konosuba season soon. But what I'm saying is, like, you know how Mushoku Tensei is all like fantasy and kind of like in sort of like medieval times. I wouldn't say medieval. That's, you know what I mean. But I feel like their costumes would be out of place. But then, you know, I'm trying to correct myself, because they added Konosuba collab, and those costumes are definitely out of place.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It could also be a very high contender. It could even be To Your Eternity, if you've seen that. If you haven't, I definitely recommend it. It is really good.
All the suggestions you had are sound, but I am still leaning towards Bleach, obviously, because katanas and shinigamis and like they all use swords, so it would fit. But another thing that I have always wanted is Demon Slayer. I really want Demon Slayer.
Okay, we got a Demon Slayer fan here.
Yeah, because I feel like Demon Slayer has it's something that Sega has the ability to do, right? They have the licensing agreement for it. They've already paid for it because they made a game. That fighting game was published by Sega. So if they have the licensing agreement, I don't know how licensing agreements work, but I don't think they need to pay again in order to use it, maybe. So I'd like to see that.
It would be really cool to see some of that. I can already see the face paint being the whole tattoo on the tattoo, the scar on the face, the Michael Jackson villain costume. Yeah, that's gonna be. I always wanted Tanjiro's little what do you call that thing? A little jacket. It's not jacket, but you know what I mean.
I think it's called a haori or something. I know what you mean. But for video games, I don't know either. I really don't know what video games. Monster Hunter maybe, Final Fantasy maybe. Like those are my top guesses.
I know they did Final Fantasy collab already, unless you're talking about like the new one, Final Fantasy 16 coming up.
Yeah, maybe, or they just go again with like just an NGS version of the Final Fantasy 14 stuff, right? With Odin and everything, just implemented into NGS, like a new veteran mob, or like you know how when we get like our SAO collab, where it wasn't just it's just a new scratch ticket, right? It was actually like there was a story, there was a campaign. Like I feel like the next collab that we get is gonna be something along those lines, where there's a little bit more substance than just like an SG or AC scratch,
I'll be excited to see. As long as it's something popular and fun, I'm down with it, and they have some kind of backstory other than, hey, it's a scratch and then nothing else. Please do what you did before. Put the characters in the game, whatever they are, give them some kind of weird story. It's like, I don't know why I'm here, but hey, let's go have some fun.
Yep, for sure. And so speaking about the HoloLive collab, since that's the one that's been confirmed, right? Do you think that if it's successful, which it will, for sure, 110% it was going to be successful.
Guaranteed.
Do you think that Sega would be open to the idea of adding the HoloLive girls as concerts?
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Because the HoloLive cast has a lot of very talented artists. You've got Mori from the EN side, you've got Suisei, you've got a lot of very talented singers, right? So do you think that would be a possibility for concerts?
If I was Sega and I wanted money, yes. There's no doubt. There's so much money in that. Come on, who would have wanted like, let's jump the game, all the characters in there or something? And then they're obviously going to read scratches for like Mori and freaking Gora and all that stuff. People are already trying to make Gora in the game as well, so why not? Hell, make another HoloLive scratch even.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be a thing, right? For virtual streamers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and eventually we'll get all the girls, right?
Everyone's going to be a VTuber.
Oh man, yeah, I could see that they would have a lot of room for to make things look amazing.
Now, I don't know if this is part of the scratch. It did also add their very own VTuber, which was Popona from the Idola game. Yeah, so now you can have her costume and that really weird seagull motion where you can fly with it.
Stupid Hosuke or whatever the seagull's name is.
Whatever that thing's called. But the interesting thing is, didn't they add, if I'm not mistaken, they added like an official NGS streamer, which is that floating cat?
Yeah, true.
So, but what they mean by that, like, it's an actual NGS creator, or is it just something else?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know who that is, to be honest.
I looked them up. They're pretty funny. It's just, I don't know if they were hired as an official NGS streamer or if they are an actual creator. I'm sure they're on that list, in the creator of this list. But if that's the case, you think like any of the global creators will end up on there as a scratch?
That would be fun. That would be really fun. Like, okay, let's say that they were open to the idea and they reached out to the creators, right? And they're like, yo, we're making a scratch dedicated for you guys. What do you guys want to see? What would your suggestions be?
I want to see you in the game so I can actually make you look bald.
Okay, fair enough. I mean,
it's been my quest to get you to do that.
Fair. But like, let's say that they were to put me or you or whoever in the game, right? Like, how would it work? Like, what would be our signature items or like our cosmetics, right?
Yeah, that would be the problem. Like, if you're a VTuber, it's a lot easier because my characters just goes, they could just throw in like some kind of outerwear for my cloak, and then eyes, makeup, all that stuff. What about streamers that are just normal, like Criticaster? He just does a webcam. Same with others. So I don't know. That's the thing. Maybe they have a mascot or something in their stream, or some kind of maybe stickers like of their emotes or something. That could work.
I was thinking a little bit off the hook. I was thinking voice tickets.
Oh God, voice tickets. Come on, don't think about these things. They're dangerous. Like, if you gave me the ability to do a voice ticket, I will wreak havoc.
You know how you really enjoy using the broken English one, like the voices with broken English?
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine if we did the opposite? We did broken Japanese, because like...
Yes.
I think the JP community would have a blast, and they're like, oh my god, look at these gaijins trying to speak broken Japanese. Like, they would have a field day with that, to be honest.
I would intentionally make it sound really dumb.
Right? Yeah. Like, with the English voices, like, they try, right? They try to make it sound legit, but it just sounds so funny to us because we know it's not their, their main language,
I love them for it. I love them. You can't beat when your character just randomly just says exciting in such a high pitch and excited voice in battle.
Yeah. Like that's something that I would like to see for sure. Like, if we could just get our voice tickets, like our voices into the game, that would be the pinnacle, right? Like, I could be very, very proud and be like, yo, I'm in the video game, right? It's just like, holy crap.
I know a good way to try to confirm that if that could happen. So we're most likely getting voice tickets for the other virtual streamers, Ina, Fubuki, and that Hollow Star guy, I forgot his name. Probably Popona. But what about Sabakuro, which is the cat? I know we're probably not gonna get a voice ticket, but if we do, that means there could possibly be a chance for creators. If that were to happen.
I guess. I mean, I don't think Sabokuro's getting it because I think he's just a mag, right? It's just a mag skin. I think that's what Sabokuro is.
Yeah, he's just a mag. But...
yeah, so I don't expect a voice ticket. I mean, who knows? We might get surprised, but I'm not expecting it. The thing is, like, even if they did allow us to become, like record everything, like, our recording software and, like, equipment at home is, like, it's nowhere close to like professional grade stuff, right?
You make a point there. Damn it, you make a point. And what if like, yeah, we'll fly you over here. Here, we'll give you a free ride over here just to do recording, and you go back.
Oh my god. Anyway, we spent too much time dilly-dallying about that. Have I missed any topics that we haven't touched upon yet?
I don't think we talked about like video episodes or the third major update, or any of the events that are coming out, like the autumn event.
All right. So what do you want to talk about first?
Oh, high-ranking sectors for each region.
I mean, to be honest, the high-ranking sectors, I think, is pretty, it's kind of expected, right? It's kind of the part of the formula. The seasonal events, of course, is also part of the formula. We get 1 month of seasonal events, and then we get 1 month of, like, just regular updates. And to me, it's nothing too surprising. Is there something that, something unique that you wanted to point out?
The most I would point out is maybe they would do something for the next rank in the high ranking sectors. So we get rank 4. They might, like, how each rank they add either the elites and then the encores, which I think they're going to update the encores to be in each rank. They said something in, I think, one of the operation reports about that. It could be some random events. I don't know, a meteor crashes and then something else happens. Who knows?
The main thing that I'm excited for about the rank 4 zones, or just the higher level zones in Alio and Ritem, is they did state that they're making those ranks drop less trash loot, and that is just going to drop more Meseta. Because that's the one thing that I had an issue with, because in yesterday's live stream / video that I did, I literally farmed for 1,000,000 points in Ritem Al Noth, 1,000,000 seasonal points. And like, I had auto sell because I was doing this on ship 2 where I had premium. The money that I made was kind of ridiculous compared to ship 4 where I didn't have auto sell. And it was just because, you know, there's so much trash loot. You make like 8,000 Meseta like every PSE burst basically. So it adds up really quick when you're farming for 1,000,000 points and you're there for like 4 hours. So I'm happy to see that they're changing it up a little bit, like, you know, less trash loot in the old zones, so that even free-to-play players can still farm efficiently without having to clear their inventory every, you know, 1 to 2 PSE burst, right?
No, don't worry, they get like that 1 hour auto sell, right?
I don't even want to talk about that. That was such a slap in the face and a kick in the balls. I was like, what is this?
You think they make it at least 24 hours or something?
Yeah, I was very, very disappointed in that. I actually recorded a rant video of that, and then I deleted it because I was like, I didn't see any possible good outcome from that. I was like, alright, so what was the purpose of this rant video if nothing's gonna happen? Alright, so the mini episodes though, what are you hoping to learn from the mini episodes?
Whatever the hell Manon is hiding, I need to know, what do you remember, so I can finally like solve some mysteries here, or figure out why the hell this island doesn't make sense. Like, even the NPCs in the story are questioning it.
True.
Oh, that's an air conditioner in the sky. It's keeping everything, you know, the environments in check and stuff. Like, okay, that still doesn't explain stuff.
Wait, have you heard my dumbass theory of how Manon is the daughter of Luther, and Luther is actually Crawford and stuff?
Stop. I don't need that. Look, it's 1,000 years in the future.
Listen. He went into cryo sleep, okay?
Oh, please. This is not Overwatch with frickin' what's her name, May?
Wait, we did go into cryo sleep in the video game, right? In the base game. We did, yeah, because we had too much F factor. We needed to get rid of it. So, you know,
does Luther have to?
I don't know. I mean, if we went into cryo sleep, why can't he?
No, it's not like I'm asking, like, does Luther really have to? Isn't, like, technically he can just kind of live forever?
I mean, true. Wasn't he living in like some thing's belly for the longest time?
Yeah, that was Gemini or Double, whoever.
Yeah,
name you want to call him.
So I mean, technically, he's probably still alive. Who knows? You know.
You're telling me he got bored and wanted to make a baby, so he just jumped out 1,000 years later and just almost 1,000 years later. No, wait, because no, Manon's from is a meteor and 2. Damn it. Oh, this is getting a little confusing now.
And then another thing, right, is I want to see Gora. I think Gora is going to be like a Dark Falls. Like, we go to the volcano region, we find out that, you know, he got eaten by that Dark Falls at the beginning, right? And then he's been living inside the belly of that beast for a while, and in order to survive, he's been eating the beast inside out. But he absorbed too much F factor, and now he's turned into a Dark Falls, and he's like, oh, Meteor, you need to help me. We need to get rid of this F factor. And so you gotta defeat him and save him. And then Ina's like, oh my god, you saved my dad. You're the best. And then and then you find out that the Ironclad comes down, and Luther comes out and calls you all Arks trash. And then you get yeeted into space. Okay. Yep.
I thought you were being serious. And then you had to throw Luther in there.
Yes.
Why's Luther gotta be involved with everything? Damn it! He's involved with everything in base. Leave him alone.
or you know, maybe we're all in the Akashic records right now. This entire planet's Akashic records.
No, I just think this island was made to just train us for the big threat out there. We're just all closed off on an island for. Because you know how, like, we're Arks and we don't know what the hell's going on. How this thing was built like 400 years ago by Arks. So how did, after 400 years, did these guys forget or not know why this island exists? You know what I mean? So like, I know those mini episodes will not touch up on any of that, but at least they'll give us like some backstory for these characters, the man and I guess I assume maybe the brothers and then the one sister. Aina, well, I don't really care about Aina so much. I kind of got the story.
Okay, fair enough. Poor Aina, dude.
Come on, it was a slap in the face. It was like, oh, okay, we buried the dad. Not bury your dad. We put a grave for your dad, but we can't take his weapon or whatever. We can't use it as like a memento or something. It's just there as a grave thing, a tombstone.
Actually,
we just get a bracelet.
Speaking about his weapon, what do you think that weapon is?
What wasn't he a hunter or something?
Is he a hunter? Is that a sword?
I think it was an axe or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It looked like an axe, and like people were telling me that who played a Phantasy Star Universe that there's like an axe class in that game or something.
Right. Okay. So I think his weapon is a reference to something like that. I think I heard that somewhere because he does reference some things from a universe. I just don't remember because it was just months ago, and early in the story, so it's kind of a little hard to keep up. What was I gonna say? It had to do with that weapon. Now I lost it because whatever the case, I'm sure that's probably an axe. I mean, you saw him jump up at Dark Falls with an axe, right? So that's probably what it turned into. Looks like a rod now, but it will be an axe, or it could be a camo at some point. That's for every weapon. Who knows?
I was thinking something crazier. Like, do you think that's going to be the next class after Gunslash? The Axe class?
Nah, I mean, we have classes like Tector with their wand that can look like an axe. Rods can look like an axe. Swords can look like axes. So probably not, but that would be cool. Like, no, what if it's like double, like a dual axes? Or no, what if it was like, what do you call those axes you throw? Like if they were boomerangs? I forget what it's called. Tomahawks.
Yeah, tomahawks. Yo.
Yeah.
That's a really big tomahawk, though.
Or just like boomerangs. Just, just throw, I don't know, something.
Fair enough.
A man can dream.
True.
Most likely getting a bracelet from the five brothers and no, was it five? No, the brothers and sisters. I can't even keep count. There's the colored ones.
We're gonna get a ring. We're gonna get a ring from each one, and then we're gonna summon Captain Planet with those rings. The color matches, man. Yeah, trust.
He's gonna save the environment.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna find out that global warming is destroying the volcano. That's what happened. Global warming happened in the volcano.
No, that's why Dark Falls is here. He's trying to stop global warming.
Oh yeah, of course. Yep. All right, dude. We're running out of time here. So, is there any topics you want to talk about before we end or start wrapping up?
Okay, so we already covered most of everything on the roadmap. I think we're getting those level caps. We didn't talk about like the third major update too much, but we can kind of expect we're gonna get new class skills and a level raise, and then just the new region. But we don't really know what's exactly inside the mountain other than the lava pool. There could be another Trainia there because I think there is something there when you look closer. There's definitely some big square facility in there.
Yeah, it's Luther's house, man.
Oh god. Sure, let's go with that until that update comes out.
Yeah, it's his condo.
His condo, he's living the dream.
Yeah, inside a volcano, like a true mad scientist evil villain.
Oh, I can imagine it's just gonna be a lab now.
Yeah, you go in, and then you see, like, who's the guy in Austin Powers? Is it, like, Dr. Evil or something? Well, I forgot.
Yeah, Dr. Evil.
Yeah, you just see him there. He's like, welcome to my evil lair. I have laser sharks in the lava.
Oh, no. He's a little mag that's a mini version of him.
Yes. Okay, anyway. So, we got to wrap things up over here. I'm just gonna give you the floor. Here you go. You can say whatever you want. Shout outs, plugs, whatever. Go ahead, Spook.
Thank you, Keroppi. Well, again, guys, come to Ship 4. Keroppi also plays here sometimes. We have our own farming Discord as well. Come join my stream and we'll have a blast. Better than all the other servers. So please give it a shot. I think that's it because I can't really think off the top of my head. I just got out of work, so I'm really tired.
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
And that concludes this week's episode of Arks Trash. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome for the